Welcome into Quarterback Film Room Friday Night Football Feast. Preseason. Okay, now this is something that we did last year leading up first few weeks of the regular season, right? So, preseason play is upon us. There's been some quarterback situations that we need to address, all right, and talk about. Beginning in New York. So we've got Daniel Jones has played flawless. Every week he's been flawless, right? I mean, this guy's balling out. He's thrown maybe 4 or 5 bad passes in 3 weeks. So he's putting the proverbial pressure on Eli Manning. I mean, if it wasn't an even competition, Jones would be starting, entering week 1, if all things being equal. Now we know the Maras don't want to do that, so they want to, start Eli week 1 and then see what happens. Now, is this Giants team a playoff team with Daniel Jones, or if they go with Eli, do they lose, say, 3, 4, 5 games, and then the season's over and they have to go to Jones? So it is actually a tougher decision than you might think, because Jones has shown so much promise, and I know Pat Shurmur, I know Dave Shula, or actually Mike Shula, want Daniel Jones to start. I mean, it's obvious. They've already seen Eli. Eli struggled since, basically 2017 on, even in 15 and 16 at times. But Jones should be starting, at some point in September, maybe early October. Jacksonville, we saw last night with Nick Foles. He got a series or 2, maybe a full quarter of action. He did okay. He made some tight window throws. He controlled the offense. He made some possession throws to wide receivers underneath on time. The offense operated fairly smoothly at times. Now, but there is an underlying issue. Nick Foles doesn't have Doug Peterson. He doesn't have Frank Reich like he had in 2017. So he has John DeFilippo, the third wheel of that Eagles 2017. And we saw what happened last year with DeFilippo and Mike Zimmer and the Vikings and Kirk Cousins, and lack of ability to run the football. The offense just went haywire down the stretch. And I think DeFilippo's confidence is shaken some. And then we've seen preseason with Jacksonville, the offense has sputtered. Now, maybe that's because Foles isn't it. We don't know 100%. But with Minshew, the offense has sputtered. Now, Minshew's looked okay at times, but he's played the whole damn preseason. So it's like he's thrown with touch anticipation timing at times, but then other times he looks like an undrafted guy, attempting to make an NFL roster. But Minshew's going to make the Jaguars roster. He's probably going to be the backup. But it is a situation to monitor with DeFilippo and see how that Doug Marrone-DeFilippo relationship progresses, because even in August, I can see that there's already, it already has the underpinnings to go south if John DeFilippo isn't able to be an offensive coordinator, for lack of better words here. But yeah, so there's those 2 situations. Drew Lock, the Denver Broncos, Drew Lock hasn't looked that good this preseason. And this was something that I was concerned about, him coming out of Missouri. Like, are his feet going to be as precise as they need to be? Is he going to be able to play the position like we're seeing Jarrett Stidham play it right now under Josh McDaniels? And the answer is no thus far. And that's why, it's alarming to see this, because Locke's looked okay, but then he's gone, he's backtracked. He's had issues of where he's in the pocket and he doesn't know what to do. He's not getting the ball on time. He's not accurate enough. And it may be a learning issue. It may be an adjustment issue from the Missouri spread to this new NFL system, under center Rick Scangarillo, Gary Kubiak disciple offense, Shanahan. Maybe it's that. But still, it's not encouraging. We see Daniel Jones going from David Cutcliffe to Pat Shurmur, and he's looking like, it's a seamless transition. That's why it's like, moving forward when I'm evaluating quarterbacks, if they aren't ready to play in a pro system, that's something that has to be accounted for. And like I was talking about just earlier, Jarrett Stidham, he's balling out as well, much like Daniel Jones. Jarrett Stidham has outplayed Brian Hoyer. He should be the backup quarterback in theory, but Hoyer's got the experience, so I would actually stick with Hoyer at 2 and keep Stidham, obviously, and then let them compete throughout the season. But Jarrett Stidham, even when he was at Auburn last year in his senior season, like, he didn't look good. Like, there were, multiple games where it's like, what is Jarrett Stidham doing? His feet look bad. He wasn't as accurate as I thought he should be, or he's shown to be in the past. And it's like this inconsistency marred Jarrett Stidham's game as a senior in Gus Malzahn's offense. Well, now he gets to an offensive coordinator in McDaniels who knows what the hell he's doing. And I mean, the guy's just flourishing. So being in the right system allows a quarterback to really reach his potential. And that's something Trent Dilfer's always said. But the raw materials have to be there. Raw materials being ability to anticipate, be accurate, on time, internal clock, under center movement, all these little minute things that Jarrett Stidham's shown to have. And he showed to have them at times at Auburn too, but it's just like it was such a clusterfuck with the offense. It's like, okay, what the hell's going on? So Stidham surprising me. Now, other quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, Kyler Murray. Like, honestly, Cliff Kingsbury looks like he's overwhelmed. And he should be. I mean, yeah, he's overwhelmed. He was coaching the Big 12 for 3, 4, 5 years. Now he's coaching in the NFC West against Shanahan, Carroll and company. It's like, yeah, man, it's the NFL. It's not college anymore. You were a backup quarterback to Tom Brady. It's going to take more than the air raid in the preseason. So maybe Kingsbury, I'm not going to completely write him off yet. Obviously, it's the preseason. But what he's shown is alarming as well. Tomorrow they play the Vikings. Let's see if maybe he's able to show some other things. But with Kyler Murray, it's like, hopefully there's not a blueprint on how to stop him, because so far it looks like there is, according to last week. He's 5'9". Like, if you can get pressure in his face and he can't see, and they're going to run 5 wide and not protect, it's going to be a long season. And Cliff Kingsbury's not Andy Reid. So it's like all these NFL owners get so obsessed with the new best thing. And it's like, just because you think they're the new best thing, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are the new best thing. But again, we still have time to go here. So just a few thoughts here.